longing for better without gripping what God asked you to trust. All right. A healthier way forward requires holy longing and surrendered trust. You can long for better without controlling the path. You can love deeply without gripping tightly. You can obey God even when obedience feels like loss. This lesson also becomes the bridge into next month's theme, returning to the woman God formed in Christ, the woman you were called to be. That's so exciting. All right. Hebrews 11:16 says, they longed for a better country. Holy longing is not wrong. It can point to what God has prepared. Holy longing is a part of us as human beings. And what's interesting is that as human beings, we can feel disappointment when something does not come through or does not come the way that we thought it would. We can feel disappointment. God himself knows. He can feel that frustration. He can say, man, like he did with Noah, I wish I didn't make those people that were so wicked. I wish I never created them. But it's not disappointment because he didn't know it was going to happen. But for us, as human beings, we can feel a disappointment in a heart sickness because we're waiting for the fulfillment of what we believe God promised. Longing is not bad. It's a part of us being human. Hebrews 11:17-20 says, Abraham was willing to release what he loved because he trusted the God who gave the promise. Many times, it's not that God didn't promise something, but many times we hold on to our understanding of how God can get something done. And as if God needs our help in bringing us to the promise. When if God spoke it, it needs to be through his means that it happens. Many of us have found ourselves either now or in the past in a relationship because we took it upon ourselves to give ourselves the promise that we felt like the Lord promised us, which the Lord may have said, you're going to be married or you're going to be married to a handsome man. Well, Satan will give you the good before the best many times. And that good, we can settle for it and manipulate and coerce to get the good when God was steadying us, readying us for the best. It doesn't mean that God is a lie. It means that patience and fruit of the Spirit is necessary to receive his best. Hebrews 12:11, discipline can feel painful in the moment, but it produces fruit over time. And for many of us, the thing that we're praying for and waiting for, we need to be a person of the fruit to receive that. We need to be a person of discipline to receive what God has for us. Because without discipline and without fruit, the thing that God has in store for us won't recognize us. There are relationships with other women that God is preparing you for right now. If you sat in a room of business women with Fortune 500 companies that are Deborah women, would you be ready for that? Or does God need to prepare you to be in a room full of women? If you have an issue with light-skinned women, dark-skinned women, if you have an issue with other women of power and authority being in the room with you, and you start to compare and question yourself, you're not ready for that room. But God will give you women that you can befriend that can help sharpen and cut off and prune those aspects of us that would keep us out of the rooms God has for us. Colossians 3:3 says, your life is hidden with Christ in God. God's hidden your life in him if you allow it. And from that hidden place, everything he has for you is accessible if you stay hidden in him and surrender to him. Here we go. This lesson is for the woman who has a deep longing for better, but has sometimes tried to carry, control, or protect the promise because the waiting felt too costly. Longing is not always unbelief. Sometimes longing reveals what still matters, but longing becomes heavy when it turns into gripping, white knuckling. Abraham had to trust God with the very promise God gave him, his son Isaac. He had to surrender it, submit it to God. Sometimes what feels like delay is discipline, not punishment, not rejection. It is indeed a part of your formation. God may be maturing the part of us that would not survive the promise without surrender. Then bring in this here. Because of that surrender, God can bring in what we have been waiting for, what we have been entrusting him to bring. God is not only freeing you from what you carried, he is restoring you to who you are in Christ. From the beginning, from the foundation of the world, the foundation of the earth, what he had all along, what is written in the book about your life. He is restoring you to who you are in Christ. You are not just becoming less anxious or less controlling. You're becoming more rooted in the God that saves you, in the God that sustains you. More honest, more surrendered, and what all of us want, more awake to Christ. Holy longing is not wrong, but gripping will exhaust you. Sometimes God is not delaying you. He is disciplining what could not survive the promise yet. God is not just freeing you from what you carried. He is restoring you to who you are in Christ. Reflection 6. What am I gripping that God is asking me to trust him with? What am I gripping that God is asking me to trust him with? What am I gripping that God may be asking me to give to him? Write down one longing you have been carrying. Ask the Lord, am I carrying this in faith, fear, or control? Write down one longing you have been carrying. Ask the Lord, am I carrying this in faith, fear, or control? An example, a very small example of this could be, I am longing for my child to be married. So I'm asking them, have you met anybody? What's going on? How are you dressing? Are you brushing your teeth every day? Are you putting on the right makeup? Are you going to church? Are you going to the library like you were before? Are you sitting outside like I told you? Are you wearing the pearls I gave you? Faith, fear, or control. Then ask, who are you restoring me to be in Christ as I surrender this? That's exciting. What is God restoring me to be as I surrender this?